SilverView, real deal.
We already rolling.
You already rolling.
SilverView, we already rolling, baby.
Already rolling, y'all. What it do, man? Happy Sunday. Happy first Sunday of 2021. How y'all feeling? It's your man Silver, the host of today's show. The host of the show every damn week. But I just had to do something different. I'm actually about to have on the show today a very, very special guest. Never, and this is the first time actually. I'm about to bring him in. You know I gotta do my intro cuz. This is the first time ever I'm having a family member on the show. My cousin, little cuz of 9 years. That's so crazy, man. I had to ask him how old is this dude, bro. I forgot. Just made me feel old as hell. But my baby cousin, Dakare Chatman, he is actually gonna be in this episode today. Actor. I'm gonna call him an activist. I'm gonna call him a future politician. He may say otherwise, but he gonna have to tell me that for me to believe it. But y'all go on and get ready because there's gonna be something real interesting for everybody to see. And I really believe that he is really going to show you guys that we can actually have faith in the next generation. You know, young kids always be having, including my generation, we always be having a bad rep. We always get a bad rep. So I'm going to be really excited for this interview or this SilverView so my mans can just show otherwise. So I'm going to get him in and through whenever y'all can. You know, I'm going to be kind of respectful in the smoke, but at the same time, he know what I'm be on. But y'all go ahead and bring y'all smoke in. What up, dog?
Hello, hello, hello.
What's good with you? Hold on, man. Is that the fam in the background? What up? Yeah. Yeah. I got my family on the show. Oh.
We're in Beverly Hills.
You about to make me cry, man. Come on, don't do that to me, bruh. Don't do that to me, man. Hey, look, I got to do it the right way. Come and still be professional at the end of the day. Proud to tell you. I got my man, Dakare Chatman, in this episode. What's going on with you, cuz?
Nothing much. Like I said, we're just in Beverly Hills, about to be on Rodeo Drive, so we're just cruising around.
I better get a souvenir. I'll fuck with you, bro. Hey, nah, you enjoy the sunshine?
Yes, very warm, very nice. We were just at Sunset Beach, so it's
okay,
nice.
Man. Start on them then. From Charleston to Sunset Beach. Describe that, in the short term, because we got, as much time as you want to talk, man. But go ahead on, just bring us up to speed. I'm going to be, like I said, real into this one because I know your whole backstory before the intro of the stuff. Can you just go and bring us up for the audience? How did you even, how did you get to where you at today, man?
How did I get to where I'm at today, man? I'll say a lot of people have helped me get to where I'm at today. Say that, a lot of networking. So kind of was in Charleston for a little bit, and then my mom met my father, and we moved to North Carolina, right? And I was there for a while, and that's when I really started getting into acting more, doing a whole lot of theater. I mean, I was about every semester I was in a play, and it annoyed mom for a little bit, but she was fine. Then I went back to Charleston, and I started getting into more film acting. And at that time, The Righteous Gemstones, which was on HBO, was filming in Charleston. And I was like, I know I can get on this show. So I met a lady in a coffee shop who was working on the show at that time. And she was like, you should just come to the production office. It's in Citadel Mall. And I was like, Citadel Mall, that's like right across the street from my grandmother's house. So of course. So I went in and they were like, yeah, we can use you. And I was like, okay, sure. So I wasn't driving at that point, actually. So my brother was my chauffeur.
Kyrie.
Summer. Kyrie was the chauffeur for the whole summer. driving me to sets all over
Yeah.
Charleston for the Righteous Gemstones. And about halfway through us shooting the Righteous Gemstones on HBO, Outer Banks, which is on Netflix, came to Charleston. And we didn't really know what it was going to be. We knew nothing about it. But a crew member from the Righteous Gemstones had recruited me to go to Outer Banks. And
Okay.
yeah, so that's kind of how it all started. And then I got an agent and a manager, and it's been up from there. That's the story, basically.
Well, go ahead, man. I am so proud of you, Dak. You know, I'm gonna have to put my journalist hat on just because at the end of the day, this is still an interviewing show. So I had wrote something down that I just kind of summed up a little bit of why we're even talking right now. I said you would never think a 9-year gap between two cousins will make them so close, but it actually did. For the fact that when I'm like just being fair, like you said, when keeping it real, when we like literally met, you were like 4 or 5 years old, like and I was probably already in my early teens, and we stayed over at Granny B house, and just watching you from there to now, you literally didn't change at all. You know what I mean? So it's like everything that you're doing right now has been what's been instilled in you since a little boy. So man, that's just something that I'm really, really proud of. I love seeing people that do stuff from a young age and they actually elevate and they just achieve those goals, man. So keep on doing your thing, big dog. But tell me about this, man. Going into constituting America, how did you get about that? Did you describe that in that whole dialogue just
No,
now,
I
or
didn't. So
did I
Constituting
miss that?
America has helped a lot too.
Yeah.
But Constituting America, I got into there. I think it was freshman year. I was bored one summer, and so I went on Google. And yeah, how can you be bored in Charleston? But I was bored, and I was like, you know what? Let me be a nerd. So I went on scholarships.com as a freshman,
Okay.
and sitting in my grandmother's den, and I saw this scholarship for Constituting America. And it was like, create a PSA about the Constitution, win $1,000, win a trip. So I'm like, okay, $1,000 in a trip? Like, I can record a 30-second video. I'm like,
Yeah.
sure. So at this point, I like knew about government, but like not like Constitution. So I'm going on Google looking things up, and the only thing I tried to write things on paper, and the only thing I come up with was, it's an American thing, so learn it. So I wrote that down, and then I just pondered on different thoughts, and I got my script for my PSA, and the recording was on a HP desktop from like 1990, maybe,
Like,
because Greg had
boy,
a very old desktop at that point
yeah.
and a little camera, so the graphics were terrible. Let me
You
tell
made
you.
it work though.
And so I did that, and I submitted it, and I was like, this is probably gonna like I'm not. This is gonna be nothing. So I did that summer, and about January they were supposed to start announcing it. I had actually forgotten about it,
Yeah.
so I remember this like it was yesterday. I don't know if Mom remembers this, but I was in North Carolina. It was after school. Mom had picked me up from school. We were in the Dollar Tree parking lot. Mom went to get something out of Dollar Tree. I was in the car. So the moment she got back in the car, I get this call from a Virginia number. And I was like, okay, I should answer this because I was like, okay, I better answer. So I answered,
Yeah.
and the lady was like, hi, this is Kathy Gillespie from Constituting America. And I was like, oh, okay. And she was like, I just wanted to let you know you won our best national PSA contest. And I was like geeking. I was like, Mom, like da 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 da. And she was
As you
confused
should
because
have.
she had no idea I even submitted for it, because I always do that. I'll do things and just don't say anything, you know. And so she was like, oh, so I was the trip that they were taking was to Austin, Texas. And she was like, we're going to put you in the studio, this big studio in Austin. We're going to re-record your PSA. We're going to give you $1,000. We're going to fly you out. You're not going to have
Yeah.
to pay anything, da 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 da. And so I was like, okay, sure. So Mom didn't actually get to come. My grandmother went with me, which was actually, better for her to see me,
Yeah.
be proud of me and everything like that. So she went, and it was a great time. I mean, I got to meet Janine Turner, who's a famous actress who was Emmy nominated actress who did Northern Exposure in the 90s,
Okay.
and talked to some big agents. And so then about let's see, 3 weeks to a month after I went to Austin, it was like I got this call again from Kathy, and she's like, Dakare, I talked to Janine, and she wants to put billboards up all over the country with your face.
Yeah,
And I'm like, um, okay,
yeah,
so what do I need to do? She's like, oh, don't worry about it. You stay right there in North Carolina. We're gonna fly a photographer to you, and we're gonna. I'm like, okay. It's just they just hit you with all this at one time, right?
yeah.
And so that's how I kind of got in with Constituting America. And ever since then, they named me their national youth ambassador. And we've been educating kids about the Constitution for over 10 years. But I haven't been
Go
with them for 10
ahead.
years. I've only been to them for about 3.
Yeah.
And it's been a great time. We've traveled everywhere. Austin, D.C., California. They've been to
What has been,
Colorado,
didn't mean to cut
Arizona.
you off, cuz. What's the most impactful place do you think, like, in your opinion, that you went and like kind of spread that message at, like travel wise, for you?
Um, I would probably say when we went to Texas and we were like deep in like the Hispanic parts of Texas.
Yeah,
Uh, to me, that kind of just hit home because these people, they come here for our freedoms, but they
right.
don't really know a lot about what our government is comprised of, and so they go into a lot of things blindly.
Yeah,
And so I think that was probably the most like down in like Brownsville and just the most Hispanic parts of Texas when you're getting like no English. Like it's
yeah.
if you don't know Spanish, you can't communicate.
Hey man, this is so funny. I'm kind of like, you kind of had like hit with the question I was just going with, because I really had a thought process where I was kind of afraid of the next generation of kids because they weren't teaching cursive in school. And like with you being so big on like the Constitution, wasn't the original Constitution like written in that, like it was written in cursive? And like, I always used to think like, yo, if they don't even understand how to even read this thing, where would they even like know any of these rights, anything like that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I was just me being a stoner one day thinking about that, but like, tell me though, cuz like for real, man, I'm real big on this. And like we used to talk back in the day, we used to talk about politics as like little kids. Tell me like, why do you really think it's so important for today's world to really care about the Constitution when we got the generation of we know everything, Google can tell us anything. Why do you think that?
Well, the reason why is because the Constitution, what it does for us, a lot of people think, oh, that was created by white men. White men, like, they don't know anything. Like, there's nothing that
Right.
doesn't do anything for me. Well, there's a lot in there that protects us. I mean, the 13th and 14th Amendment of the Constitution of the United States are what allowed us to vote and make us free.
Yeah.
Um, as African Americans, and even further than that. But there's clauses, there's Article 1 of the Constitution, Article 2. Those things are what keep us from falling. Those things are very important, very important.
So your
And
favorite, go ahead.
if you, I mean, it's like, how can you not want to know it?
I'm feel
It's
you.
it's how you're able. It's like your way of defending yourself in this
Yep.
world. And it allows us, it says the government cannot do anything you do not allow them to.
But cuz, and I'm gonna just hit you with that, man. You in Cali, we've seen it forever now. Like the LAPD, we'll just use them for example. Like they don't listen to that piece of paper. So I'm gonna speak for the angry black man just because you're the one who you're gonna have to deal with this for what I mean. This is what comes to you. So I just want to throw that out there. Like, what can we do? Like, honestly, bro, they don't respect the hell out that paper, but we
Right,
have to. Like, like how
right.
can
There's,
how
I
can that
mean,
be changed?
there's many people who don't respect it, but the way that you have to create or make change in this world,
Yeah,
um, and I'll say this plainly, it's not by rioting and looting. While you might be very mad, and I understand. I mean, hey, I'm all up for free Louis Vuitton and
I
Gucci, but you know, we've got to be able to find a common ground. And the way
yeah,
that now you can protest. Protesting is great, but you got to back that up with a petition, and then you change it by speaking to your representatives. It's easy.
Yeah.
If you Google who are my representatives in my area, that's why it's so important to vote. I tell people you can protest all you want, but if you're not going out in November or whenever and voting, and it's fine to vote for president, but you need to
Yeah.
also vote for your local representatives and represent the people who are going to affect you the most.
Facts.
It doesn't
That's
matter what
facts.
Donald Trump and Joe Biden and Joe Blow and Obama and whoever else do, but it's about home.
Yeah.
And if you've got that
I
covered,
got the.
too.
Yeah, man. I'm all in on that too. I'm right where the local stuff is at, man. I have this little segment on the show where it's actually called "Say That Shit." Where like I usually just say some names, and the first thing that come to your mind, you just basically say that shit. So like we can just get that game right out the way because you were hitting it on the head. So first thing you think of when you hear the name Mitch McConnell. Reason why I say that is because I'm in the state that he is in.
I'm gonna say Elaine Chao, his wife, because I think she's beautiful. That's just
You
like
hitting on this lady? You hitting this dude wife, man?
she's old, like she's like 60, but like she's pretty
Old
Asian.
as hell.
She's a pretty Asian woman. I'm just gonna be honest.
Okay, then,
I mean,
cuz.
like Mitch McConnell did a good job with that one. I must say.
You
He
gave
might not do
credit.
everything else good in his life, but he does good with that.
You're the first person I ever heard give credit to Mitch McConnell because the wife was bad. So I'll give you that, my G. Now, and it's just because we're in the discussion of politics. What do you think Joe Biden is going to do differently other than get a fat pig out of the office?
What is he gonna do differently? Well, he has an African American woman now that he has put in the forefront. And trust me, Joe Biden knows exactly what he's doing. He's not
Yeah.
slow. Um, and I think that is his main thing. I think that is his main. I think that is his biggest thing. He has an African American woman that is beside.
A lot of people say he's been setting up. He's basically, what I'm saying, throwing up that alley oop for Kamala to just go and dunk the ball and become president. I'm do like 1 year or 2 years in office, then he's like, yeah, I'm gonna just step down, have Kamala step up.
But yeah, I mean,
You think that'd be dope?
he's not in the best health. I mean, he's 80. He's about 80 years old. So
He's
I
another
think
old dirt.
I think he knows. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. He does.
When you hear just going back to home, Joe Rowley, we talking about Joe's. What's the first thing you hear? What's the first thing you think about when you hear about Joe Rowley? Cuz
Gentrification.
man,
Because people, and I'll tell you about Joe Riley.
go
People
ahead.
he was a good man. He walked around town, you knew him, da da da
Yeah,
da da. But
yeah,
that was all masked because Joe Riley gentrified, I mean, basically all of Charleston.
yeah,
Everyone tries to think that it's Mayor Tecklenburg now, but what happened was Joe Riley set it up so good. I mean, he looked so good out in the public eye that you didn't see it.
yeah.
But he took 30 years of Charleston and gentrified the entire thing.
Damn.
Then he took Tecklenburg and he brewed Tecklenburg. See, that's what politicians do when they want to keep their legacy going, but you don't see it. See, what he did was he brewed Tecklenburg and cooked Tecklenburg real good. So when he was ready to leave,
Yeah.
Tecklenburg did exactly what he wanted him to do.
Damn. So he just sunned him and like, what I mean, told him, hey, this is how you gonna keep it moving.
Yeah,
Threw
that's
him the
exactly
carrot.
what he did.
Damn.
Exactly what he did.
No jokes aside, cuz you think you make a good president?
Maybe in a couple years.
Of course.
They're not going to vote for me unless I'm 80 years old. So
Yeah.
that's the basic.
Or white. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that out loud. But what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the address 740 Hitchin Post Road?
Hitchin Post, bubblegum and pretzels. Hitchin Post, bubblegum and pretzels. Those are the two things that come to mind.
Oh my God. And because what are 3 meals you think that Charleston holds the best pride on that can go anywhere as like top tier? What are the 3 meals in
Cheap
your
crab
opinion?
soup, shrimp and grits, and red rice.
Big facts, my dude. I love this, man. Like I said, this was the first time I ever had an interview or a SilverView with a family member, and then you actually had the whole squad with you. So it's really like warming my heart up, man. I'm actually I'm kind of lost for words just talking to you because I really like not trying to just sound like a I can't sound like this, but I'm your fucking big cousin. Like, bro, I watched you like as a little baby, like, cause you was little, man. Like, and now
Yeah.
you grown out here,
Tuma
dog. Like,
and all. Tuma and
just
everything. Just
it warms my heart, man. But look, you enjoy LA, you enjoy Cali. I ain't even gonna hold your time up. Tell the fam I love them. Y'all have fun. If you gotta be, and honestly, what up? See, that's my Madri. All the people's on the live, man. Pops on the live. What's good? Yeah. I got aunties. What auntie? What uncle? Yeah, yeah. I'm out here. Hey, yeah. What's good, bro? Hey, shit, blaze up. I knew you was out there. I knew you was out there doing good for the Cali life, boy. Don't act
already,
like you wasn't.
already know.
Hey, hey, no, on everything. Y'all be easy out here. Cuz do it for the show. I gotta have you do it for the show. Let everybody know where they can find you at. Let everybody know your
Yeah,
Insta, all that other stuff, man.
it's Dakare Dakare dot Chatman Chatman. It's my Instagram. Look me up on Google. Go watch Outer Banks on Netflix. Run those numbers up. Go watch The Righteous Gemstones. And
Before
soon,
hold on. Before you leave, cuz do a
yeah.
sneak peek. Just do the sneak peek exclusive for the show.
Yeah,
What
soon. Please look out for Power Book 4, Force. Power Book 4. Uh, Also, be on the lookout for the new Colin Kaepernick series, Colin in Black and White. Uh,
damn. Okay.
and Yeah, y'all just look out for those things.
And when you say look out for him, mean look out for a familiar face on them things. Hey,
Yeah,
I ain't gonna say no more. Go ahead and finish with your socials, boy. If you ain't got nothing else, I
that's
love you,
it.
boy. I love you. Have
Love you,
fun. Y'all be easy
sir.
now.